My younger sister collapsed from her so-called chronic pain right as I revealed my job promotion. But then, I handed her the video I'd recorded just 20 minutes earlier and watched her expression twist when she realized everyone finally knew the truth. See, my little sister, Alicia, was born 7 weeks early. She came out bluer than the ocean and spent the first 3 years of her life hooked up to tubes, wires, and machines. Naturally, my parents were extremely overprotective. They'd sit by her hospital bed, buy her every toy imaginable, and insist that I cancel outings with friends just to babysit her. At first, I accepted it. She was my fragile baby sister. But then Alicia grew older. She got healthier. She no longer needed the machines, no longer lived in constant fear of hospitals. She could live like any other normal kid. But by then, she had already figured out that pretending to be sick earned her whatever she wanted: attention, gifts, sympathy, you name it. It began with mysterious headaches that always showed up during homework. My parents would snatch the books away and replace them with ice cream. By the time Alicia was 11 and I was 16, she had perfected her performance. And here's what cut me deep: her attacks only ever happened during my moments. When I made varsity basketball, she suddenly developed stomach cramps that forced my parents to abandon my very first game. When I got accepted into university, she collapsed at my celebratory dinner, and we spent the whole night in the ER, only for doctors to find nothing. The worst part? The smirk she'd flash me when nobody else was looking. She even practiced her pain faces in the mirror. I tried exposing her once, but Alicia had already whispered to my parents that I was jealous of her poor health. My boyfriend, Daniel, lasted 8 months before Alicia got to him. She fabricated fake screenshots, messages where I supposedly called her a fraud and wished she'd just die. The breakup happened at a cafe. Daniel slid his phone across the table, showing me the evidence. He said he couldn't date someone who'd be so cruel to their sick sister. 2 hours later, Alicia texted me a selfie wearing the hoodie Daniel had gifted me. That was the breaking point. For 5 years, I had watched her steal everything. But then, I started watching her back closely, and I spotted a pattern. Every single time, she clutched the right side of her body. Always the right side, whether it was her head, her stomach, her kidney. She always cried out for mom first, rated her pain between 8 and 10, and recovered in exactly 2 to 3 hours. Just long enough to destroy my plans. Once I figured this out, I crafted a plan. And last Sunday, it unfolded better than I ever could have dreamed. We were having our monthly family dinner in Phoenix with aunts, uncles, cousins, the whole clan. 20 minutes before, I went into the bathroom and recorded a video. In it, I explained that I'd be making a fake announcement about a promotion at work. And then, I predicted exactly how Alicia would react. At dinner, I stood up, clinked my glass, and announced I had just been promoted with a massive raise. The applause was thunderous. My uncles patted my back, cousins hugged me, and my mother's eyes filled with pride. And then, right on cue, I watched Alicia. She was seated at the far end of the table, between cousin Martin and Aunt Rosa. For a brief moment, she almost looked happy for me. Almost. Then her shoulders stiffened. The fork clinked against her plate. She gave Aunt Rosa that brave, forced smile. 3, 2, 1, she grabbed her right side. The room slowly quieted as Alicia whimpered, projecting her voice just enough. Martin leaned in, worried. "Alicia, you okay?" "It's nothing," she whispered, trembling in her chair, "just a little pain." Mom froze mid-laugh, her face flipping instantly into maternal panic. Dad went into problem-solving mode. Grandma crossed herself. Cousin Sophia was already digging in her purse for medicine. And then, Alicia rated her pain. 8, maybe 9. Of course. Always between 8 and 9. She whispered she needed to lie down, then, like clockwork, looked straight at me and smirked when nobody else noticed. That's when I stood up. Calm. Calculated. I held up my phone. Before we rush to the hospital, there's something you all need to watch. Confusion spread. Alicia froze, still clutching her side, but fear flickered in her eyes. I hit play. On screen, my recorded self predicted her every move. Applause. Right side clutch. Pain rated 8 or 9. Mom first. 2 to 3 hours recovery. The room went silent. Everyone's eyes shifted to Alicia, still frozen mid-act. I wasn't done. I pulled up file after file. Security footage of her rehearsing fainting at school, audio recordings of her bragging to her friend Bella about manipulating Mom, even screenshots of fake accounts she made to sabotage my relationship. Her house of lies crumbled in real time. The family gasped, some cried, some shook their heads in disbelief. Finally, I dropped the bomb about Daniel. About Mike, my ex who'd planned to propose until Alicia seduced him behind my back. Photos. Messages. The proof was all there. By now, Alicia was sobbing. Real sobs this time. But nobody moved to comfort her. Not even Mom. The final straw? The money. Thousands of dollars she'd claimed were for expensive medication, blown instead on makeup, clothes, and nights out. I showed the bank statements. Grandma nearly fainted. Dad's face turned red with rage. The room was dead quiet as Alicia's fake image shattered completely. And then I said the words that had been burning inside me for years. You'll never be me. Because I work for what I want. I earn it. You only know how to destroy. You're a liar. A manipulator. An empty shell of a person who spent her life trying to be me. But you'll never even come close. Alicia crumbled in the chair, weeping. I turned to the family, my voice sharp. This is the girl you all defended. The niece, the granddaughter, the daughter you raised. Now you see who she really is. I grabbed my purse and walked to the door. Where are you going? Mom asked through tears. Far away, I said. Away from this toxic cycle. Away from her. I'm going to build a life where she can't touch me. The door slammed behind me, and for the first time in 15 years, the sound of Alicia's sobbing didn't make me feel guilty. It made me feel free.